One question we get asked a whole bunch is, can we get a certain score in Google Pagespeed Insights? And the shorter answer is we don't use Google Pagespeed Insights for speed tests because it doesn't actually measure speed. So it checks your site against a technical checklist, and that checklist is loosely correlated with speed, but it's not an accurate measure of the load speed. It's possible to get a very high score in Google PageSpeed Insights, like 90, 95, or even 100, and the website still loads really slowly. So we pretty much don't use Google PageSpeed Insights at all, and it's actually a really old tool, so it's missing a whole bunch of recommendations or things you should do on the modern internet. For example, it doesn't look at elements like geographic location. It doesn't look at things like DNS hosting speed. It doesn't look at things like HTTP2 protocol support. And it often spits out recommendations that don't even make sense. So one thing that we really don't like about Google PageSpeed Insights is that its image compression wants you to use something called lossy compression. So one thing we do with our SpeedFix service is compress the images on the website. Now there's two forms of compression: lossless compression, which means lower file size or smaller file size, and the image quality is not affected. And then the other one is lossy compression. So smaller file size, even smaller file size than lossless. So maybe 20 or 30% smaller files, but there is actually an impact on the quality of the image. So the image quality is lower. Now, everything we do is commercial first. So we never want to sacrifice our overall marketing picture or commercial picture for a marginal increase in speed. So that's one reason why we don't like PageSpeed Insights, is because it wants you to use lossy compression, and we never use lossy compression. So even though it'll make the website run a tiny bit faster, you're actually missing out. The net result is worse because the images are poorer quality, and people do notice. So the images are really important. One thing that we, in our marketing agency, one thing we really focus on is the quality of images. So we never want to sacrifice that, even for a small speed increase. So for that reason, we don't really get into Google PageSpeed Insights. It's too old. It's not a good reflection of real world speed. And the Pingdom speed test tool is much better. It's much more reliable. It's much more accurate. Ultimately, our ultimate goal is an under 1 second load time in the Pingdom tool. So once we get under 1 second, that's that magical number where the website feels like it loads instantly. So the lower we can get the site speed, the better. But that 1 second mark, that's the threshold for the site feeling really fast and really snappy. So that's really our goal, and that's we really ignore PageSpeed Insights, and we're really focused on what the speed result Pingdom gives us, because that's really the closest real world measurement of website speed.